This is a brief presentation explaining workplace fatigue legislation in Alberta and its relation to occupational therapy. Let me first begin by explaining what fatigue is. Fatigue is a state of being tired. It can be caused by long hours of work, long hours of physical or mental activity, inadequate rest, and excessive stress and/or combinations of these factors. Signs and symptoms of fatigue include tiredness, sleepiness, including falling asleep against your will, irritability, depression, giddiness, loss of appetite, digestive problems, and an increased susceptibility to illness. But what is the province of Alberta doing to address this potential workplace hazard? Well, Alberta has legislated that an employee's work hours must fall within a 12-hour period within a workday unless an accident occurs or urgent work is necessary for a plant or machinery. Other unforeseeable or unpreventable circumstances occur, and the Director of Employment Standards issues a work permit authorizing extended hours of work. Furthermore, during each shift, in excess of 5 consecutive hours, an employee is entitled to at least 30 minutes of rest. An employer must also give employees 1 day of rest for each week of work, 2 consecutive days of rest in each period of 2 consecutive weeks, 3 consecutive days of rest in each period of 3 consecutive weeks, 4 consecutive days of rest in each period of 4 consecutive weeks, and after 24 consecutive days of work, the employer must provide at least 4 consecutive days off. The Government of Alberta is also starting to recognize and address fatigue as a potential psychosocial workplace hazard. As a result, websites have been created to familiarize the general public about fatigue and safety in the workplace. I will provide these website links at the end of my presentation. So what is a psychosocial workplace hazard? A psychosocial hazard is any hazard that affects the mental well-being or mental health of a worker. Psychosocial hazards are not typically something that one can see. Fatigue is considered to be a psychosocial hazard and can have a major impact on one's ability to function at work. The Canadian Standards Association, known as the CSA, has developed a document entitled Psychological Health and Safety in the Workplace: Prevention, Promotion, and Guidance to Stage Implementation. This is a voluntary framework sponsored by the Mental Health Commission of Canada and is supported through funding by the Government of Canada, Bell Canada, and the Great West Life Centre. This is a document intended to provide a standard for Canadian employers that will help to develop and improve psychologically safe and healthy work environments for employees. The goal is to help change toxic work environments into functional and productive work sites. This document could be used to address the topic of fatigue in the workplace. Although this document is voluntary and therefore not legislated, this document provides a good starting point to improve upon existing legislation to include the topic of psychosocial workplace hazards in the Government of Alberta's legislation. Fatigue in the workplace is an occupational therapy issue and one that must be addressed. OTs must take the time to understand the impact that fatigue can have on their own health and well-being, as well as their ability to perform effectively and efficiently in work environments. OTs work to provide treatment strategies to their clients, but it is important that they remember to use strategies to prevent, manage, and treat fatigue in their own work environments. This concludes my presentation. For more information about workplace fatigue in Alberta, you can visit the links found below. Thank you for listening.